Oh, does that mean we're live?
Going.
That's going to happen. I'm sorry.
Going.
I do apologise. I really apologise. But it's about to happen and there's nothing I can do about it. So, take it away, Cupboard Monkey.
If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise.
Woohoo!
If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes.
Woohoo!
Because every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club.
Woohoo!
Yay!
Big hello to you. Welcome back to another Monday Club. Of course, Monday evening wouldn't be the same without it. Gosh, we've been going like, how many years straight?
Too many. I need a break, man.
I know, I think it's closer to 3, but it's really great to see you. I hope you
It's
find it
been
well.
a while, yeah.
So you've got Jerry BVR, Patrick Lindcrest, Duke, Southern Train Girl, Ruben Ashwell, Flammer Chevron 1, Ollie's Trains Gaming, Malvern Junction, Blue Star Productions, Egg Rider, Dominic Z, our Kickline correspondent, Richard Swiderski, Valleys 56XX, David, It's My Model Railway, Wiven Model Railway, Malvern Junction, Joe Smith 156, Andrew, Gordon Hanning, Malcolm Moore, 3B Rail. It would help if Zoe made the text a little bit bigger so I can read it.
You told me this was fine.
No, it didn't. Ham Shackleton, Harry Cedric, Josh's Railway Adventures, Simon Train's Mother Railway Showcase, David Scott, Flammer Chairman 1, Robert Becking, and Azuma. I'm not sure what the symbols are in front of Azuma.
It says Azuma.
Azuma, does it?
Yes.
So it says Azuma.
Yes.
Stefan Svensson, Alistair Boyd 79, Cameron Patterson, Whamgok. It's great to see you all. I hope I find you well. I'm here with the Cupboard Monkey being a nuisance. Just move the screen around ever so slightly, would you? Give the push.
You want me
Push.
to not be possibly even on the screen?
Yeah, just place your hand on this. No, not that. The screen. God, you can't get the staff, can you? That's better. Now it's actually facing me. So it's great to see you, and wow, it's been such a busy week. I can't remember whether I'm coming or going. So I've been up since midnight because I've been again working down to Bedford again. Really busy, but such is the way. So today you might see a few interesting bits and pieces going around. I finally tracked down my Pullman observation car, which you'll see there on the end of the Pullman train. I was moving some stuff around. I found it in the fiddle yard. There's about 300 coaches in very limited space with poor lighting.
Ham Shackleton, yes.
What?
Yes, the URL Stoke Auto Zoe at zoerobinson.com.
So you've broken my ill flow has become ill. 57305 Northern Princess, great to see you. Peter Leyland, Jennifer Garrett, Hermitage Road. We've got Robin Silwer.
Can I just point something out?
No, not really, but go on.
Okay.
Go on.
If your flows were so ill, I would not have been able to interrupt.
Is that totally?
However, my flows are so ill.
Cupboard Monkey, we have a red card situation. So, red card for the Cupboard Monkey. Stop being silly.
If I stopped being silly, half of this show would disappear.
Yeah, well, we'll stick to the other half then, shall we? So, what else have we got running? Well, there's we've got 2 A4s on. I went down to Nuffy's Models, actually, a few days ago, and I couldn't help myself. And I picked up the Hornby full-fat version of Woodcock, which is an A4, which I was not massively familiar with, it has to be said. 60029, which I think is one after Police Chief Wiggum. Lovely model. Never seen that particular one before, and actually had 2. So wanted to buy both, but I couldn't justify both. But that's going around with what's actually quite an unusual, I'm just going to change the angle, an unusual rake of, excuse me, Gresley teaks.
Which you just missed because it took ages to...
No, there it is.
Okay, that one then.
See, we have a red card for the monkey situation.
Will you stop it?
Red card.
Will you stop it?
Oh dear, I found the flags and I'm not...
No one should ever have given you any flags.
Oh, that was my little
Are
nephew.
you having fun with flags?
Fanu with flags. Oh yes.
Sam Train says, woohoo! Woodcock, awesome.
Yes. So, again, it's not an A4 I'm particularly familiar with. And, you know, there's obviously some well-known A4s and not so well-known. And I would have put Woodcock in the not so well-known pile. But it's a lovely model. It's the Hornby full-fat super detail one. And actually, surprised, even though the it's not the newest version, it's the one with the DCC socket in the locomotive. But actually, there's plenty of room in there. You could actually sound fit it. It's just something. The Backman A4 as well is the DCC ready one is also quite generous on the space. Excuse me. And as I showed in the Soundtracks review video for budget sound for the UK market, it's quite easy to get a sound decoder and the speaker in there.
Wow.
Ian Parker says, we can read the text this week. Have you made the text on screen bigger or
I
something?
haven't touched it.
I'm afraid it's out of our hands. It's a YouTube thing. I
Tim's
suspect...
Model Railway. Don't say things like that. 6 months to Christmas. You're gonna make me cry.
Yeah, what was it? 20... No, actually, it's about 24 Fridays till Christmas.
Oh no.
So I put that as being about 24 Fridays to ignore Christmas shopping before... Well, what else are 24-hour garages for? Yeah? Yeah?
Is that why instead of socks you get me coal?
Coal
Special
and new car
barbecue
smell.
briquettes.
Oh yeah, barbecue briquettes. But you said they were your favourites. You liked them. And yeah, and rather limp flowers.
Valley's 56XX says, paper joke incoming. If you have two A4s, do you actually have an A3?
Oh my word. Wangok says, love A4s. Got quite a few in N. 24! Gosh, I thought I had a lot. I think I'm up to 9. And I thought 9 was quite a lot. Johan Swanepoel Swanee says, did someone say Christmas?
Ho, ho, ho.
You may have 3 hoes, but you ain't no Santa. Philip Page says, Christmas cards on sale at Durham Massey yesterday. I don't think they ever go off sale, to be honest. Don Gets Model Railway says, pizza fresh out of the oven. Oh, well, I've got to get... I love pizza, but it turns out pizza doesn't love me quite so much as it used to. A bit too much wheat. I'm starting to get bloated after I have pizzas. I don't like this old age thing. It really just catches up with you. Well Chuffed Railways, big hello to you. Great to see you in. And don't forget, everybody, tickle that like button. Really important. Show some love for the stream, because every time you tickle the like button, there's a little cute duck somewhere goes... And
what?
I don't know.
How much sugar have you had today?
Not. I've had a lot of caffeine, and I've been awake since midnight, so I'm functioning on raw caffeine. Yes.
Raw caffeine and snot.
But yeah, A4s. Wangok says only 5 in 00. So I'm beating you there, but 24 in N. That's a lot. There's only 35, although lots of different name and livery combinations. Some of the A4s getting renamed earlier on in their lives. Some of the ones that after they named Sir Nigel Gresley, I think was it the 100th or the 1000th locomotive to be built at Doncaster? Can't remember. Oh no, it was the 100th Gresley Pacific. That was it. They named that after Sir Nigel Gresley, and then all the directors of the London and North Eastern Railway went, oh, we'll have some of that. And quite a lot of a number of the A4s then got renamed after some very obscure people, like Sir Murray Wilson and Andrew K. McCosh and Police Chief Wiggum. But originally they mostly had like basically waterfowl type names. They were basically birds that had a bit of a watery connection. So
yeah, mallard and things like that.
Mallard, bittern, wild swan, Osprey. Actually, no, Osprey's a weird one. Osprey was the name that was going to be Union of South Africa, and then they named, I think it was 5 of them out after areas in the British Empire. So we had Dominion of Canada, Dominion of New Zealand, Commonwealth of Australia, Union of South Africa, and Empire of India were the 5, of which 2 of them actually survived. Dominion of Canada was gifted to Canada, and funnily enough, Commonwealth of Australia and I think Dominion of New Zealand were offered to those countries respectively, and were turned down because they didn't want to pay for the shipping costs. Basically, locomotives free, but you have to pay for shipping. Canada took them up on the offer, but none of the others did. I don't know whether Empire of India and Union of South Africa were also offered out in that way, but I don't know.
I'd expect they were.
I'm not sure on those 2, although Union of South Africa does survive because it was bought privately for preservation.
Nice.
And funnily enough, she did run in preservation in the early 80s under the original name Osprey, which was allocated but never originally worn as a protest against the politics at the time.
Protest against apartheid. Can't blame him for that one. South Africa was quite a nasty place. Now it's not, because it's got better. But at the time, yeah, I can fully understand why people would have gone, yeah, I don't want that name.
And so, Philip Page, absolutely. Union of South Africa is now in the museum at Bury. I'm curious.
We should have a look at that.
So she's giving me a double-decker.
I didn't. I placed it near you.
When I'm chomping, you do talk.
So what
to
we've
the
had here is a very interesting statement from H. Walker Steam and Heritage Rail Vid. Says that he's currently sat in Gandalf's office, waiting for his words of wisdom. Gandalf, are you in your office?
No, I am here. And I am here to say, a Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf. So yes, Gandalf isn't in his office, but apparently we've got one of our viewers in there. 57305 Northern Princess says the surviving A4 names, 2 humans, 2 birds, and 2 countries. Hey, well, at least they're even, you know. If it was only one of them, it would be unbalanced and they'd all fall over. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Paula Donovan says, greetings from Ireland. Yesterday channel R2 series. I don't know what that means, but I do know that you've been on the Yesterday channel because you won't get off the TV, will you?
Yeah, I think they're talking about the Hornby Model World.
Ah, yes, the 2nd series is coming.
Which I'm filming my bit for 2 episodes, starting next week, and then another filming block in the beginning of July.
Yeah, so you can do it all again when it turns out you didn't do it properly.
No, you have to let the paint dry. So, so yeah, really looking forward to that. So do stay tuned. Harry Sedgwick says, LNER Class A4s, total 35, 6 of them preserved, and 29 are cut up. One of them didn't last into BR ownership and actually got hit by a direct hit by a German bomb during the Second World War. Although its tender survived, that went behind an A3, I believe. But the locomotive itself suffered a direct hit.
Oh my goodness. Was anyone on board at the time?
No, it was overnight.
Oh, that's all right then.
But it's the only A4 to be withdrawn before BR ownership, and it was basically just a total loss.
So we've got a question here from Ham Sharperton. Says, everyone might like to know that Iron Horse survived his experiences in the loft last Monday.
Hey!
Are you sure? Because last time I saw him, he was in the modelling dungeon with Les.
Yes, whittling jablight. Not now, Les. Although actually, Les unfortunately is not so well at the moment. So do get well soon, Les. So we're all rooting for you, and I was sorry to learn that you're a bit under the weather. J94, big hello to you. Logan Clary says hello, Jenny, Zoe, and Gandalf.
Hello.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Thank you, Gandalf.
Paul
You're
O'Donovan
welcome.
says, yesterday channel Hornby Model World second series out in 2023. Yeah, we haven't filmed it yet. Starting filming next week. But it's been really successful. There's more episodes this series than last. So much more content. And I'm not privy to everything. So don't ask me questions because I don't know the answers. But certainly... Excuse me. I know a few other people have been talking about filming bits as well. So there's going to be a great mix of people. Probably some of whom, you know, maybe even some people who are here tonight watching the Monday Club. So, I'll see you at the rap party. We don't have rap parties.
We could rap. We could beatbox like it ain't no thing.
But no, I've only actually ever been to one rap party. I think there's only one rap party I've been to.
Please tell me you played Pass the Parcel at this rap party.
No, not that kind of rapping.
You know, I've heard that kids are taking sheet music and covering it in coloured paper these days.
Rapping.
They're calling it rapping.
That's an old joke.
Yes, it is.
Yeah. So RHP Van Swell says, hi from the Netherlands. Great
Hello.
to see you. And we do have a really good global turnout. It's really, really great. But
Yes.
we're talking about A4s. So I've got quite a motley collection. In fact, I don't think any of the ones that I've got are actually the ones that got preserved. I've got Walter K. Wigham, Andrew K. McCosh, Woodcock, Dominion of New Zealand is another one I've got. What others have I got? I've got the Golden Plover. And I have to thank a Monday Clubber for putting me on to the proper pronunciation of plover.
Yeah, because you thought it was plover, didn't you? Because that's
Well,
how it's spelled.
That's how it's spelt.
Yes, but that's the thing about English. It's the difference between English and French. In French, you have a word and you see it written down, and you know how to say it. But if you hear the word, you don't know how to spell it. In English,
Oh, those wacky French, eh?
if you hear a word, you know how to spell it. But if you see the word, you don't know how to say it.
It could be anything, absolutely anything. It depends on which language we went. We like your language and your words.
Yes.
We're going to have some of them. And also, basically, the locals go, oh, we're not even having them out of towners able to pronunciate things.
Yes. For example, I'm going to write a word into the chat, and then I'm going to ask Jenny how to say it. So can you just keep going? Jenny.
So a big hello to Variety Brad. Great to see you in. I am well, thank you. And what does Zoe put? Jenny, how do you say blaggard?
It is Blaggard, but so many people think it's spelt, think it's pronounced Blackguard.
No, it's blaggard. Where do you think the word blaggard comes?
Yes.
You hear the word blaggard, like, oh, you blaggard, you. How did you think it was spelt?
Yes, but that's the thing. When we were at university, so many people in role-playing would look at the Dungeons and Dragons expansion packs, and there was the special class of Blaggard, but it was spelled Blackguard, and they thought since it was a bad guy class, it must be Blackguard.
No, it's blaggard.
Yes, it's Blaggard.
Yeah. Valleys 56XX points out there was no right way to spell English until the late 18th century. Yes, damn that dictionary, man. But no, it's English. The language was really more akin to a game of pin the tail on the donkey. You just spelt things however you
So many
fancied.
people were, in fact, praised for their intelligence if they could spell words in a large array of ways.
Is that the origin of some really
Stupid spellings, yes.
Yeah. Henry Van Wyk, good evening from, I'm sure that it was Peter Maritzburg in South Africa. Great to see you in. Hope you are well. Gosh, but English is really a bit of a peculiar language, and there's quite a few place names, actually. If I were to write them down, you would possibly get them wrong.
Yeah, like Jarrah.
Yeah. Oh, actually, Wisbeach is the one that, when you see it written down, a lot of people get that wrong.
Because it's spelled Wisbeach.
Yeah, Wisbech.
Or toaster.
Oh yes. For many years, I was very, very intrigued by a place that was often mentioned on the travel news on the radio as Toaster, but I never saw it on road signs. Meanwhile, I was wondering why nobody ever mentioned Towcester. In the same place, it's called Toaster.
Yep.
So, really weird, isn't it? Right.
Here's a good one for you. Ian Coulson says that word. How are you going to pronounce that?
Gunnel.
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 Instead of gun whale.
No, it's Gunnel.
Now I'm just picturing a whale that's got some kind of weapon.
You're forgetting that. Can I just say?
It's a gun whale. Run away.
Yeah. What you got to remember is that I'm well learned, me. So.
Yeah, you're taught right proper, you.
Yeah, it's like bosun. Bosun is not spelt B-O-S-U-N unless you're talking about a particular brand of boat. Bosun is actually spelt boat swain.
Yes.
But it's bosun. Brian Perry, I have no idea how you pronounce
fish.
What?
It's fish.
What Gotti is fish.
Yes. That. I believe that was Douglas Adams, wasn't it? You pronounce it like that because the GH is pronounced F because of some word. The other bits come from other words, and so yes, that's fish.
Fair enough. Yeah, Richard Swiderski, absolutely. Lincolnshire, we're looking at you, Lincolnshire. You know why. But also, there's a few weird places in, like Cumbria as well. And then don't get me started on Welsh. Oh boy, oh, yeah, you want to see what we got out the back, eh? Get yourself a pint of phlegm and
I'm
get
sorry,
going.
but no, Welsh is just fine. Welsh is basically, you're not ready for Ireland yet. Just stay here and get used to this.
No, in Welsh,
bit.
it's basically Welsh is basically like, oh, we don't need no stinking. Oh, actually, I should do it in Welsh. We need no stinking vowels. Oh, that's lovely. But,
well, Welsh is training for visiting Ireland and realising that they've basically gone out of their way to try and spell things hard to annoy the English. That's how it seems. I know it's not, but that's how it feels sometimes when you look at someone whose name is spelt Sibbon, but it's actually pronounced Siobhan, and that's one of the easy ones.
Yeah, Irish people's names are basically spelt not like how they're pronounced. I mean, like really, like almost like it's like, well, we'll have that name, but we'll use that name as the pronunciation. It's like, but they don't even share any letters in common. I know. But yeah, Black Valley Model Railway, it is true. There are plenty of vowels in Welsh, it just has a few more compared to English. And the thing about Welsh is that its pronunciation is completely different from English. So if you know English very well, it's a jolt to then kind of break your knowledge of how to pronounce English words and pronounce them very differently based on Welsh pronunciation. But what really always annoys me, and all the Welsh people in the chat will nod and go, us too, it's the fact that BBC News readers can pronounce perfectly a place name on the other side of the world that nobody ever heard of until 10 minutes ago when war broke out, and they pronounce it perfectly. And you look at it and you go, But
How do you know?
But they never pronounce Welsh place. You know, places in this country, where the guy lives, never pronounce them correctly.
Seriously, how do you know that they're pronouncing those foreign places correctly?
Actually, can you grab that junk that's being naughty?
But that's the thing. I understand because it's
And the other one.
it's the cl sound that
No,
we
it's
always
the
use. Yeah.
It's not cl. Oh, I hate that.
The point
It's clan dud. No,
the
it's
point
not.
I'm trying to make is that they use a sound of cl. It shouldn't be that sound, but they use it. That's what I'm saying. I don't need you to start with your rants.
Sarah Davis says it doesn't rain in Wales as much as people think. It's just all the sounds that make it so wet. Yes, but it's like there's a lot of Welsh place names which seem to fox people in this country, like Llandudno, Llangollen,
Okay, so
Lanai.
Jen, it's
Sorry.
25 minutes into the show. We've spent quite a long time ranting about languages.
Oh,
What's in the news?
In the news, there's not much news actually.
Is that why you spent the last 25 minutes
Yeah.
ranting about...
Yeah, can I? Yeah, pretty much. Can I? Right, big news that I've seen that springs to mind.
Was it really big news or was it just really close by?
Funnily enough, it was big news. It was that Daypol are launching a set of O-gauge Kitmaster kits. Look really, really good. So, really looking forward to seeing them. And there is big news, but it's embargoed until tomorrow. So what I would say is we're going to be putting a post out at midday tomorrow concerning some very interesting news, and no hints, otherwise I really get into a lot of trouble.
They'll tell us off.
Yeah, and believe me, they do.
Oh, well, yeah, if it's an embargoed, it's for a reason.
So, I've got to be careful, actually, given the news, because I've read the press release for tomorrow, and there's a little voice in the back of my mind going, no, don't let anything slip. They'll never let you get away with that. So, all I will say is stay tuned for midday, I think it's 12:05 tomorrow, and there's a big announcement. 156 Andrew, Drumnadrochit. I've been to Drumnadrochit, lovely place.
Is that a real place?
It is a real place.
I thought it was from a book.
Did you? What made you think it was from a book?
I was sure it was from something like an Enid Blyton book.
No, Drumnadrochit. It's in the Great Glen.
Oh.
So it's it's between Fort Augustus and Inverness, from what I remember. Lovely place, really great pub. I spent a lot of time drinking Orkney beer in a pub in Drumnadrochit whilst we were filming Biggest Little Railway, actually. Iron Horse Railway says announcements from who? No. Iron Horse Railways wasn't listening again. RHP Van Swell says Daypol J97 class. They only go up to J94. J94 is the highest numbered J locomotive. But there's probably loads of news. No, Ben Tullett, no. It's not Hornby releasing a product inspired by other manufacturers. Although, funnily enough, I've not seen anything further with regards to Hornby's version of a particular film tie-in. It's gone completely quiet, and as far as I can tell, whilst Hornby's official line is that they have sold out to pre-order, and that's why they've studiously taken all reference to it away from their websites and everything. I'm not aware of any retailer who's been able to order any, so it's sort of being quietly dropped.
To be honest with you, I think that might have been the best thing all round.
Yeah,
It was a bit of a legal quagmire.
Yes. Anyway. Leslie Gilpin Railway says, for mispronunciations, listen to Anne announcing stations on any station.
Is Anne the name of the text-to-speech system?
Oh, yeah, they're getting quite good these days.
Yeah.
And it's, you have to, whenever I'm been in Wales, she's got a received pronunciation accent, really, really dead posh. But actually, she gets all the Welsh place names dead on. Because I don't think they would have got away with having some rather plummy woman going, and it's Llandudno! Actually, that's not plummy. Oh, and it's Llandudno.
a plummy accent person, and it's Llandudno.
Yeah.
What?
Plummy accent
Where did
person.
that come from? What kind of plums have you been eating?
No. They
weren't plum sauce with tatties.
Oh, but we played somebody really common in the Royal Shakespeare Company, don't you know?
Hey.
Anywho, AD Pullen says you can still pre-order that set at TMC. Interesting.
Wow.
I was not. I must ask them about that. It may just be it's not been taken off their website. But my understanding is that nobody's getting one of them. Nobody will.
It's inspiring.
Yeah, the Lady of the Lamp, Stevie Phil says, I recall I cancelled the Lady of the Lamp and a number of other Hornby products. Lady of the Lamp, I think Hornby's cancelled it for everybody. Everybody just doesn't know about it yet. Leslie Gilpin Rowe says she has been edited for Prudder. Prudder? Is that Prudder?
Yeah, Prudder.
Prudder. I know Tudder.
Yeah.
Which is another one that people get wrong all the time.
Well, it's the other one thing. Excuse me, sir, do you know the way to Jarrow? Nah, mate, but I know where Jarrow is.
Yeah, people in the northeast are a lot like the Welsh people. Don't like outsiders.
We do like
And they don't
outsiders,
say
we
it
just
with
don't
that-
want them here.
They don't say it with that accent. I can't do the Geordie accent. very well.
Oh, I'm so glad that you finally admitted it. Thank you. After all of these years, how long has it been? 15 years that I've been stuck with you.
There's only one phrase I get perfectly correct.
Oh, yeah, how are you?
No. It's, why, yeah, we're spooky, man. It's going down the groove. No, perfect.
That is not. No, it isn't.
Perfect. Every single time.
No, it isn't.
Mark Rogerson says, I pre-ordered the Turbo Motive, so I hope they haven't cancelled that. Nope, that is still up and running.
I still need someone to finally make the Mega Gronk. As for those who are saying that they haven't found the
Mega
TARDIS
Gronk.
yet.
Actually, the Class 13, I think, would technically be a Mega Gronk.
The TARDIS is around.
Yeah, I know where one of them is, because I haven't moved it.
Oh, this one's been moved, look.
Hey, what? What? Where have you moved it
The
to?
camera's been knocked.
Oh, well, do you want to adjust the camera? Right, down. Oh, yeah. Down. Which bit of down is proving it irksome? Shall I? Everybody's like, whoa. Just feel for the people who are watching this in 360 VR. They'll be like going, whoa.
There we go. Now we can see everything.
Okay. Sarah Davis says, no, that's a rubbish Geordie accent, and I'm a Macam. See, Zoe, your accent's rubbish. Heartfilia
Give
Railway
that
says the best thing ever is when you get Americans trying to pronounce Scarborough or Middlesbrough.
Oh,
Or
you've gotta
Leicester.
love it.
Leicester's the other one.
Or Edinburgh, as they say.
No,
It's
Leicester.
Edinburgh.
It's like, gee, do you know where Leicester is? It's like...
No, I don't know where Leicester is. Can you please go back now?
Yeah.
Back over there.
Leicester Square.
Go on. Keep going. But it's wet. That's the sea. Get it in.
Yeah, but the thing is, there's places in America which I'm sure that the locals are like, whenever non-locals turn up and try and massacre the place now.
There's a guy, I can't remember his name at the moment, but he does this.
The state, Arkansas. Well, how do they get Arkansas from Arkansas?
I can't remember his name. Ben something. He does a YouTube show called The Table, where he plays all of the different states in America as if they're people around a table. And one of his side projects is here's a list of places that people have asked me to try to pronounce. And it's all of these places in America. And he goes absolutely nuts. 'Cause it'll have a perfectly standard way of writing something. And it will not have any of those letters in the actual pronunciation.
Mark Wilson, great to see you. There's nothing wrong with Leicester. In fact, actually, Mark Wilson, I was thinking about you the other day. Not in a creepy, like nosing through your letterbox sort of way. But I was on a train and I went through Birmingham New Street. And just at the point where you passed through the bit that you built that little model of, I like double took out the window and went, oh my God, I'm in one of Mark Wilson's models. And like, literally, you know it instantly where that is. As you go through, it's like, oh. So, what?
Will Tucker, the Aussies in South London trying to reach Luga Junction.
Oh, Luga Baruga. That's Loughborough to the rest of us.
Luga, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, well, they've been used to all these like Wagga Wagga Creek and stuff in the Aussie outback.
Luga Baruga.
Yeah, Lugabaroo.
I'm gonna be laughing about that all night.
Have you not heard the Lugabaroo?
I have, but it's been ages, so it's funny.
It's
again.
been a while, hasn't it? So big hello to Natalie Stevens, who says, "Hello, sorry for being late. Never apologise." Isn't that
A
right?
Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins. Nor is he early. Or she, in this case. Perhaps. I'm not going to judge. They arrive precisely when they mean to.
Thanks, Gandalf.
Oh, gosh, that was very existential. Edward Vincent Briones says, "Hi Jenny and friends, is that Union of South Africa pulling the Pullman train?" I don't have Union of South Africa. That one is, that's Samura Wilson. Again, one of the more obscure A4s. I seem to have a thing for the less well-known A4 Pacific. So that's Samura Wilson. I've also got Woodcock going round as well.
Yes, you have.
Which is only one number away from Police Chief Wiggum. Yeah, Walter K. Wiggum. I keep calling that one Police Chief Wiggum. Richard Sweeney says, "Many of us in America say Greenwich."
I've heard that one before. Greenwich.
It's not that far off the proper pronunciation.
Greenwich Mean Time.
And Stevie Film says, "We have Ho-Ho-Kus in New Jersey." Ho-Ho-Kus? What?
I don't know.
Ho-Ho-Kus. Not familiar with that one. Harry Sedgwick says, "I have Union of South Africa." I must admit, it's on my shopping list. I do actually want one of all of the A4s in BR livery. Not picky about which BR livery, but I would love to have one of every A4 in BR livery.
Jen, you've been challenged many times. You have to try and say it.
Okay, right, okay. I need a little bit of lubrication. Right, so this is from Tim's Mollerow in different videos. It just suddenly disappeared off the top. There we are.
Yeah.
Jenny, try to say this. Llanfaith Pwthgwingith Gogeri Chwendrobvilsan Sicilio go.
Okay.
Oh God, you need a bit of warning for that one. H. Walker Steam and Heritage Railvid says, "I do apologise and will take it back and will behave myself." What did you say? Ado, come on, make it readable.
I thought I had.
And Iron Horse Railway says, "Haha, Woodcock."
Oh,
settle down, Beavis.
Yeah, speaking of stuff like that.
Beavis and Butthead Do the Universe. If you haven't seen the trailer, go and see it after the stream.
After the stream. Go and have a look at the trailer. Oh, I need that on DVD.
Egg Rider says, "I heard someone saying that they had been to Sing or Die. Even coming from Wales, I had not heard that mispronunciation before. Singhodi. I'm not sure actually how that's pronounced. Is the way it's spelt. It must be Sing or Die. Sing or Die. That must be how it's actually pronounced, but that's how it's spelled. Peter Jackson says, "How about Slaithwaite?" And yes, Iron Horse Railways. Beavis and Butthead are back.
Yeah.
Tippy for my
They're back and they're doing the universe.
Bunghole. I am Gunholio. Anybody who hasn't seen Beavis and Butthead is like, what?
If you haven't seen Beavis and Butthead, where have you been for the last 30 years? They came out in the 90s.
Yeah. Settle down, Beavis.
There's not much train chat today. Yeah, we kind of went off on a tangent because, that's what we do when no one's around.
There's a tangent and we're going, way! Right. I'm also studiously avoiding dropping what the big announcement is. And seriously, it's a big draw-dropping announcement. Tomorrow at 12:05, we will be putting out a post about it. Because it is actually quite draw-dropping. But
Draw-dropping, yeah.
Yeah, Peter Jackson says, "No, it's Slew It." Sluit. Ooh. White Horse Brick says, here's hoping for more of the Great Cornholio.
I believe he is in it.
Tippy for my bung hole.
I have no bunghole.
Sarah Davis, it's Lemonster.
I'm not putting that into the chat, Egg Rider.
Hey,
I'm
what?
sorry. We would get struck because YouTube would see it.
Why? What did they put?
A phonetic way of spelling a certain place, which may get us flagged as adult content.
Oh, what?
Sorry.
Is this the phonetic way of spelling Cumbran for the English people? Roger Woolstenholme, Miss Is Ip E. Will Tucker says, group of Geordie women at our hotel in Paris once praised the metro as run by the Rat Trap.
Rat Trap.
Rat Trap. Paul Murphy says, Beavis and Butthead were good fun. Oh, yes. So down, Beavis.
We can't tell you what company the
Drawdropping
announcement is from. I'm
Stop
sorry.
trying to wheedle it out of me. I'll get into trouble.
Yeah. So, is there any other news?
Other news.
For example, any idea about when the Billy's replacement speakers?
Of course, you
arrive
can.
in?
Oh yeah, Iron Horse Railway, like Wet Wang. Yeah. Richard Whiteley used to be the mayor of Wet Wang, and he did an awful lot for promoting the Wet Wang Tattler. So he put Wet Wang on the map. Wangok says Pochard was Sir Murrah Wilson, number 60002. Yes, Pochard was the original name of that particular A4, and then after Sir Nigel Gresley got his name on a locomotive, all of the directors of the London and North Eastern Railway were like, oh, we want a piece of that action.
Why?
I don't know, vanity project.
Silly
Well,
old
what
man.
got me though was that none of them, when the locomotives that bore their name were eventually withdrawn, none of them, and bear in mind quite a lot of them were still alive at the time, none of them actually opted to save their namesake. So it can't have been that much vanity. I'm not saying, Sarah Davis, which company the Drawdropping announcement is from.
It's from
But
Billy's replacement speakers.
Oh, I like that. DL Warren says, I was always told by my languages teacher, when I spoke French, I sounded like a Frenchman. When I spoke Spanish, I sounded like an Englishman on holiday in Portugal.
No, I said eggs, beans and chips.
Oi, Pedro.
I knew you were going to say that. That is the typical English person in Spain statement.
Yeah. Big hello to Wardell Road. Good evening to you. And on the subject, let's just swerve this juggernaut back
Although,
towards
can I
train.
just say one thing?
No, you can't.
I just did, though.
Interesting. Richard Sweeney says in Massachusetts, Lemonster is Lemonster. Lemonster. Oh yeah, I could see where that's come from. Right. Anyway, Ollie at Wardell Road. I saw your little video on the Ducket. Really great to see the all new Duckets coming together for the Guards fan. But it was suggested, I think it was by Eric French, but I seconded it. Get them galvanised. You won't regret it because they won't rust. And certainly, as the current ones show, they got a few weak spots on the old tin worm. So do consider taking somewhere like Pillar Wedge is a company that nationwide that does galvanizing, and it's well worth the investment. And then all you need to overcoat them is an etching primer before you put the top coat on. That is important. Otherwise, whatever paint you paint over the top of galvanizing will just peel off over time. So well worth it. Nigel Cole, good evening to you. 3B Rail says, evening Ollie. J94 says, hi Wardell Road. Hey, all your fans are in. Going to the Dog says, announcement. Did somebody say announcement? What the hell's that about then? Well, the announcement is tomorrow, so I'm not telling you. And Wardell Road says, hi all, who said hello? Valleys 56XX says, a Care Stewart 060 tank built in 1912, ran in GWR and BR service until 1955 with the number 666. Wardell Road says, Jenny, don't suppose you want to buy 2 old Duckets with holes in? No, I actually know where there's ducats off a Stania brake van with lots of rust holes in. And I didn't want them either when I was offered them. So I don't really want your tat, but thanks for the offer. I also saw that your Great Eastern Railway ventilated van has been on the move. You actually got it to the platform. Did it roll okay? Obviously, it didn't look like it had moved in a very, very long time. Right, Jerry BBR says, Jenny announced that the announcement is that there will be an announcement tomorrow. Yeah, at 12:05. I've had the press release. I am studiously avoiding telling you all about Zoe's sniffing tour. Oh no, I let it slip. It's an announcement that Zoe will be coming at you through your vents. Whether you like it or not. With your grey poupeau.
Are you finished?
No, and your goujons. Goujon Zoe.
I am not Goujon John from Digitizer.
Goujon John's grey poupon. Wap High says stock markets are crashing. Time to model trains. Yeah, I think we're going to have a big recession. I'm just going to put this out there just to warn people that you might want to tighten your belts because it's going to be a tough year this year, and certainly
I really do think so. Yeah.
I got buyer's remorse when I bought Woodcock. I did get buyer's remorse, thinking I should really be squirreling money away, because I think things might get. Although it's in that, working in the film industry. Film industry's always hosing money around. I don't know what a recession. Because I've not worked with the film industry through a recession before. So
no, you did food delivery during the last one.
Yeah. So I'm not entirely sure what happens to the film industry, film and TV industry, during a recession. I don't know. Right, Wardell Road says, yeah, I did some axle box maintenance before it was moved. Video out Wednesday. Looking forward to it. Ham Shackleton says, diesel fuel was £2 a litre here today. It's not the most expensive I've seen. I've seen £2.10 a litre for diesel at one of the motorway service stations.
Wow.
It's just unreal at the moment. And it's gone up by probably about a quarter in probably only a couple of months. It really is that bad. And we've never seen fuel prices this high before. Even during the fuel crisis, last time, the petrol crisis, we never saw it get this high. And apparently there is a gougey filling station somewhere in central London that is charging around £2.60 a litre for diesel.
Well, that's just
and that is just gougey.
Why anyone would go there, ever? I don't know. Even after this all finishes.
Yeah. And Wardell Road says, I paid $1.98 in fuel a couple of days ago. Can barely afford to get the brake van at this rate. Absolutely. And I'll be honest with you. My old Volvo, I'm using it less and less because, quite frankly, it now costs, to give it a full tank from empty, is about £120. It's quite a big tank. But it's only getting, probably averaging about 35 miles to the gallon. And I'm finding myself actually driving my little Nissan Micra more and more simply because of the fuel economy.
Yes, our little Hubert.
Actually, Simon Trains Model Railway Showcase says, I've seen a Ram train today and no one uses the trains, do they? Funnily enough, the train that I caught a train from Birmingham International up to Manchester Piccadilly, and it was standing room only all the way.
Wow.
Unreal. This was on last Friday, and it was incredibly busy. And in all honesty, I mean, the ticket that I was on is paid for by the company, but it was £68 to go one way from, where did I get on? Watford Junction up to Manchester Piccadilly. And bear in mind, the ticket was only bought 2 days before I travelled. It cost £68 one way. And actually, it would cost you more than that in fuel to take a car. If I took my Volvo on that route, you're looking at about that price, if not slightly more. So yeah, it's expensive, really expensive. And I suspect it might get worse before it gets better.
Almost certainly.
And also, I'm not advocating panic buying, but I would suggest that, like, don't go wild, because that's how panic buying starts. But maybe, you know, keep back a single big bumper family-sized pack of bog roll, you know, just because...
Plus you're going to need it.
Because if there's one thing that you notice if you run out of, it's bog roll. Also, big, like 4 kilo bags of pasta. We've got a couple in. Wardell Road says, thinking of converting my van to coal-powered at this rate. Has it tamed your right foot? Has your somewhat heavy right foot been tamed? I know, I find myself driving incredibly economically. Skipsy Trains, big hello to you, says, my train is busy on a Monday morning from Sheffield to Lea Bridge, East London. Return fare, £234.50. I shall... That is a bit harsh. And that's still, if you can find somebody who's doing the same journey at the same time, car sharing would actually save you a fortune. Ed's Egg says, I have a feeling our great train sets are going to be affected by the Great Reset. Fuel and food shortages are all by design. I think it's going to get worse before it gets better. And Canal Boaty says, I've gone back to a push lawnmower due to the price of fuel. I think lawnmowers don't use a massive amount. Ben Tullett says, I'm glad my car is cheap and efficient on fuel, plus fun to drive. It's a sensible little sporty hatchback with a 1.2 turbo 4-cylinder engine. It's amazing what power they can squeeze out of these small ones, isn't it? Yeah, we've still got water in that. Right, air conditioning. Wardell Road says, everyone should panic buy Jenny's new wagon. Trust me, I'm a finance expert, not financial advice in brackets. Yes, absolutely. Order with confidence through Rails of Sheffield. The William Loud and Sons Palbrick wagon is still available. I haven't been told it's sold out yet, but I haven't actually had an update since just over a third sold. I have not. I've not had an update, so I don't know how many are left. But certainly, get your order in, because when they're gone, they are gone, and they're sure to be incredibly collectible. And I've been told probably about end of August, I think we're looking at for the PAL bricks. Could change. Things are very changeable at the moment with transport from China. But certainly, not that far away. Robert Steers says, my Tesla S is doing fine. Yeah, actually, anybody who's got one of the plug-in charging electric cars isn't doing too bad, but bear in mind the cost of electricity is going through the roof as well.
Why don't you just invest in a load of Diet Cokes and some Mentos, shove them into a bottle, shake it up, put your skates on, then open the bottle?
I think that would cost significantly more than a petrol car. But Robert Steers, it's great to see you in. I hope I find you well. Our Montana correspondent. Always good to hear from Robert Steers. Russell Benton asks, if you got a Volvo, do you drive in the middle lane at 50 miles an hour? Hey, no.
No, Jenny drives properly.
I drive properly. It really, the middle lane owners club really bugs me. Ooh, if there's something that grinds my gears, it is the middle lane.
Does it rustle your jimmies?
No, it certainly is. It grinds my gears. It's certainly not in my wheelhouse. No. I normally slipstream behind a National Express coach when I'm in the Volvo these days. Yeah. As our American friends would call it, hypermiling. Quite good at that. Wamgok says KRC Summer 2022. Yeah, well, anywhere up to the end of August 2022 is technically summer. RHP Van Swell says IT 3 day. 3 day to charge it. 3 days to charge it. What do you do? Have you got like a little solar panel on the roof? Russell Benton says cost of electric car is astronomical. It's like they're made by Bachman. Yeah, the outright cost of buying it is a bit pricey. And Edward Vincent Briones says Mecklin has the Rail Zeppelin model in HO gauge. Yeah, they're very much like the Battle Space Turbo thing. Ruben Ashwell says, "Well, Russell Jimmy's. I've known that meme for quite some time."
I know. I thought I'd bring it back.
Well, which one? I wasn't paying attention. Which one?
Did I rustle your jimmies?
Yeah, what does that actually mean?
It's an old meme. It was basically working someone up. You rustle their jimmies.
Wap High says, back to steam travel, coal is now cheap. I thought a lot of the preserved lines are really struggling to get hold of proper steam coal. They're getting all this sort of eco-nonsense stuff, and it's utter rubbish, some of the substitute coals. But actually, it is a good point. Excuse me. Maybe now would be a good time for us to buy the smokeless briquettes for the fire for winter.
Maybe, yeah.
Although our coal bunker is currently full of chopped wood. But I think actually I probably will order up a couple of bags of coal now.
It's better than our coal bunker being full of chopped onions.
It was never full of chopped onions.
You didn't check last week.
I did, and it wasn't. Oh, interesting. Yeah, Simon Trains Mullarowa showcase. Also, next week at the moment is the start of the rail strikes in the UK.
Yes.
21st, 23rd, and 25th of June.
Still not happy about that.
Yeah, and Peter Jackson says, are there videos tonight? Yes, we have got a bumper crop of videos.
Yes.
Have we actually got a lot of videos? Do we need to start at 15:15?
I'm thinking 15:15, yeah.
So we'll be starting at 15:15. Mark Wilson says, let's go back to horses and carts. I say Gandalf would approve. Would he?
Oh, yes.
Hey, I thought I could smell hobbit weed.
Oh.
Raymond Legg says Pico is cheaper than Hornby, and this is it Pico or Pico? It's cheaper than Hornby, and you get more for your money. Yeah, some of the Hornby stuff has got quite expensive, it has to be said. One of the things, though, it's not all doom and gloom. For those people on an acute budget, I would say that there are still bargains to be had. Now, I did post a link, and as far as I can tell, only one person took me up on the link. But the Bachmann Robinson 04 brand new stock, it's just been sat at Hereford Model Centre an awfully long time. It's number 63601, which is actually the preserved Robinson 8K, a later 04 under the LNER system. So the one that's at the NRM, its BR identity was 63601. That model is still available from Hereford Model Centre for £89.99. And that, I'll tell you now, once they're sold out, you're never going to see a big 280 tender locomotive from Bachmann for those kind of prices. And I got the last of the other running numbers, so I'm going to show you this. It will feature in the video, but I got the very last one that they had of 63635, and for the price, honestly, Hereford Model Centre, it's rude to leave them there, because in this day and age you're never going to find one of these for £89.99 brand new in the box. It's even got that slightly fusty, being stored in a slightly musty environment. Runs beautifully, so I can't encourage you more highly, but get yourself one of these. If 280 steam locomotives are your bag, then in all honesty, at that price, yeah, I know, Mark Wilson, no more bargains. But in deference to that, it is a steam locomotive, and I believe you're more of the diesel kind of person. And actually, the West Hill Wagon Works Class 52 Western bogies that they do, they're 3D printed, but the detail level is astounding. I was actually really impressed with the photograph that Mark Wilson shared of how he's painted and weathered it up. Really does look perfect. Russell Benton says, I panic bought some Acura Scale Mark 2Bs as apparently they are 80% sold out. They look stunning. You need to panic buy the Monday Club wagon. Also, actually, panic buy my books, because I need the underside of one of my beds back. I've got boxes and boxes of books. Have they gone back on Amazon Marketplace yet? No.
It's in the pipeline.
Ooh.
There's only so much I can do in one day, Jen.
I know. So also do check out the A Stars books. Both of those still available for a really good price. I think we're doing the pair for a tenner. And Jerry BVR is an interesting point. I was pricing electric cars, he says. One dealer says none available until next March. And this is part of the problem. You may have seen this with difficulty of supply of some model railway items. And it's down to the processors. There's a huge issue with processors, just sourcing them. They're not out there. So you're seeing this with problems with making cars. Cars are actually being changed, and for the better, I think. Analog speedometers are making a comeback in some...
Why would you not need an analog speedometer?
Well, no, they're digital ones, but it needs a processor to work. So I can't remember which manufacturer. They've actually redesigned one of their cars to go back to using an analog speedometer because it means that they need less processors in the car. And a lot of cars, you just can't get the optional extras anymore either. John JMC, good evening to you. Really, really great to see you. Hope I find you well. And Flymo Chairman 1, thank you so much. Says, want to buy the Jenny Kirk Monday Club mugs and t-shirts and books? Go to All Mouse Media and Creator Spring. They renamed. It used to be
allmousemedia.creatorspring.com. Yes, they have changed. Instead of being Teespring, it's Creator Spring. The reason for that is that they don't just do t-shirts.
It's a good point. Tim's Model Railways in different videos says, where is the green finger of doom? Well, the green finger of doom, and if you're watching in 3D, it just got scary.
By the way, if you're watching in 3D, please tell us how.
Yeah. Just peering through the peephole.
Ah! You're horrible to me.
Yeah, I am.
And you smell.
John JMC says, hey Mark, loving the 52 boat. I was just talking about that. Really, really great. White Horse Bricks points out, though, that changing a broken Speedo cable is not fun, though. Yeah, but the thing about a broken Speedo cable is because it's analog, you know exactly what you need to do to fix it. And it's, you know, it may be tedious, but you can do it on your drive. If you've got a digital speedometer and it breaks, then it's like, how are you going to fix that? Short of buying a complete new module. So I much prefer working on older vehicles because I can actually fix stuff. I like that, Jerry Beaver. I remember in the early 80s they used to say this when you're watching the snookers. If you're watching in black and white, it's the one behind the red. I love that. RHP Van Swol says a model bow union in Germany is very cheap with some Daypol or Hellion locos that's some cheaper than some shops in the UK. I've heard this. Now, one thing to watch out for, though, is you will be hit with import fees. But I have heard from some people that it still works out cheaper. John JMC, absolutely easier to fix an analog Speedo. Brilliant. I'm just...
Jenny's getting a little bit...
no, I'm trying to...
Do I need to...
I read a comment.
Do I need to wind the clock on?
H. Walker Steam and Heritage Rail vid says, ow, ow, stop poking me with the green finger. Right. Valleys 56XX says, I used to have a 3D monitoring work which actually had a faux 3D mode that would try to make 3D out of 2D video. It worked sometimes. Yes. That sounds like the suggested summarization in Microsoft Word 97. It would attempt to summarize your document. If it was even legible when it had finished, then that was a bonus.
I remember that. Yes.
Yeah. Oh my word. Many, many thanks to Eddie Pappert. Very, very generously donated $10 on the super chat. Thank you so, so much for your generosity. It's how we do keep making the videos that you guys want to see. Says Jen and Zoe, enjoy a couple of pints, your choice, petrol or beer. I think it's. I have a feeling that petrol is now more expensive than beer, and that is actually quite a statement.
Remember the old joke that we always saw on the internet? It's like, anime, crack is cheaper. Well, now it's petrol, crack is cheaper.
Yeah. Oh my word, thank you so much, Francis Wadsworth, for your incredibly generous donation of £1 on Super Chat. Thank you so much. And of course, as we said before, you guys, your generosity means that we can keep making videos that you want to see. So thank you so much. Edward Vincent Brianna says, does any Jennifer Kirk, does any train who almost broke the speed record still need to be remembered today? Which train almost broke the speed record? I have there's a few that theoretically can. I believe Mallard. It was estimated that Mallard would theoretically max out at something like 139 miles per hour, or it might even have been 149. But there was a theoretical maximum speed. I guess at which point the amount of power it could produce would not have enabled it to go faster, because it's like an exponential growth. But it was said that it could probably have gone faster given different circumstances. But then again, things like the Princess Coronations, I think they were officially clocked at 113 miles per hour, but the LMS didn't have the track that the LNER had for most favourable speed. So arguably, if the Princess Coronation had been maxed out on Stoke Bank, then it would be interesting to know what they could have done, and would they have been faster? The streamlined Duchesses, maybe, possibly, I don't know. Right. Edward Vincent Brianna says, in an alternative history when Mallard's record-breaking speed doesn't count due to the slip. Yeah, it was going downhill at the time, which does help. But certainly, it's still the world steam record. It does. Oh, well, interesting. Dongus Mulleroi says there are reports of Pennsylvania Railroad T1s with 140 miles per hour on the speedometer, but they're also known for spinning wheels at speed, so it could well have been 140 mile per hour wheel speed, not track speed. No, Zoe is not loading videos, it has to be said.
Sorry, I was looking at...
I don't know why it's stuttering, I have to say.
Because it's getting hot.
Yes, it is actually. Right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to move this.
Put both fans onto it.
No, we don't need both, but we can have one directing cooler air into the other. Gus Hadley, the lunatic from Arrow, says, how's things on Weir Yard? Pretty good, actually. I've not really done much in the way of changes. Something making a weird noise, I don't know now. Not really done any changes. I'm just looking around trying to think, have I done anything up here? Not really,
You've
no.
got a video coming up about all the stuff you've done.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, James Petts. I approve of James Petts' tardy arrival. Actually, no, he might have been lurking.
A Monday clubber is never late, Frodo Baggins, nor is he early. He arrives precisely when he means to.
Thanks, Gandalf. Although I must point out that James never said he was late. He may have been just lurking. It says, gosh, it's Chuggo-Vision temperature time already. Unfortunately so, yeah. Right. Wardell Road is a good idea, Mark. We have thousands of people ready to drive the... Oh, they're talking about the strike. Edward Vincent Brianna says the famous New York Central 464 Streamliners have an average top speed of 124 miles per hour. Oh, Roger Wolstenholme says, just ordered an 04. Boom! So that means there's probably 4 left. I don't know. Did it tell you how many were left? It was 5 when I last looked. Wangok says, okay, fans, off to cook my tea. Bye! You probably cook your tea on top of my processor. Mark Wilson says, we said late. And Raymond Legg says, Pico does a smart measure car. I did do a video actually. You can set up a speedometer on your train, model train, and you can get it through Tram Fabrique. It's quite an interesting piece of kit. Craig Douglas says LNER's measurements were taken from the dynamometer car rather than the loco speedometer. That makes sure that you get a true speed measurement without wheel spin. It's also the case that speedometers are notorious for overestimating speed. Never more so than in your car. Although I've got a theory about this. I think it's just so that the car manufacturers can claim better fuel economy, because if it thinks you're going further than you actually are, then it means your car will report better fuel economy. And it's one of the reasons where when you're in a car and you think, gosh, all these lorries are going quite fast. I thought they could only do 56 miles an hour. The reason is because the lorries have got more accurate speedometers, and the speed limiter and the speedometer obviously working off the same speed measurement. And that means when you're doing 60 miles an hour in your car and getting overtaken by lorries, it's not that the lorry is speeding, it's just that your car is lying to you about how fast you're actually going. Right. Mark Wilson says, I see Gauge Master have released some TT items, buildings and scenery bits. Absolutely, it's one to watch. I think that clearly they must know something that we currently don't. Because I'd find it hard to believe that they would bring out a full track system and buildings and such like without actually having ready to run rolling stock to go with it. So I think there's possibly going to be more things coming through. GRE2057 says, back on topic of trains, please. Jenny, your train of thought has left the station. Absolutely. Jennifer Garrett said, Blue Peter destroyed her valve gear in a 140 mile per hour wheel slip incident at Durham Junction, 1994. Lost control whilst priming. That's water in the cylinders. Yes, and there's actually video footage of that, and you can hear the locomotive massively over rev. And because of the priming, it wasn't priming in the cylinders, it was priming in the regulator, which made it impossible for them to shut the regulator, which meant that when the locomotive started slipping, it was like a runaway situation, and it just shredded its valve gear. Stevie Film says TARDIS by water tower.
Yes.
That hasn't moved in 3 weeks, so I think the Doctor needs to be helped to move on. He's in danger of getting itinerant status.
Yes, she is.
Yes. Ollie's Trains Game says Jenny, my N-gauge railway, also known.
Oh, it's still on the screen.
Yeah. What do you do?
Oh.
Anyway, can I just say that nobody would have seen it? That's right. Shall I just move over to there?
No,
right.
But I'm not putting it back there now.
Yeah.
Right, it's about time that we started prepping.
Absolutely.
Now
right.
that I've finished ordering my Father's Day present for my dad.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Father's Day, is it this Sunday?
19th.
Father's Day on the 19th, so don't forget to get your garage forecourt purchases in by the 18th.
What do you like?
Because every dad loves a litre of power steering fluid.
And an air freshener.
Oh yeah, new car smell, can't beat it. But no, if your father is into model railways, then who could say better than something model railway
related, yes.
Yeah, although FYI, I mean obviously nobody would ever buy a Father's Day wagon for me, but the Father's Day wagons that you see, they're all cheap and nasty looking. Why can't they print it on a decent base wagon? Just saying. If I was a father, I would look at that and go, Right, so my hyper-detailed miniature reality and that piece of plastic tap trundling around. Thanks, kid. You.
I'll
Did I teach you nothing?
I'll put some weathering on it. It won't look quite as crap.
Yeah, just. Oh, it's like my dad's in the room. No, he doesn't say that. No, he's probably watching actually.
Hi.
Kev McKay 85 says, Jenny, has Zoe got you into the new Train Sim 2? DLC Spirit. We haven't even got into Train Sims. Is that,
it's been ages since we did.
Is that the one that you got out of the Class 45?
You're never
peak
going to
at
let me
Leeds?
live this down.
And this train's trundling past at idle. And I went, that's our train, that is. She went, no, it isn't. I left it parked. I said, no, that is our train. And she wouldn't believe me. And she went back to the platform and it wasn't there. And I said, I told you, you didn't put the handbrake on. And we had to run after it. Although we did get to it and climb on. Nobody said anything in the simulation. So I think we got away with it. Dominic said, our Kickline correspondent says, Jenny, I got a Jazzwares Kickline slot car set and a Tomy Kickline Minis figure. Oh, excellent. Brilliant. And Simon Train's Model Railway showcases Billy's replacement Father's Day wagon. Unfortunately, the Billy's replacement Palbrick wagon, they're not due out along with the rest of the main Palbrick range from KR Models. I think they're due, I was told around end of August, but they're saying summer this year. But if you aim for August, end of August, then well, that is summer, and you'll be pleasantly surprised if it does arrive a little bit earlier. And they are selling well. I need to get an update actually where we're up to, but they have been selling incredibly well. I really sorry to hear that. Mark Wilson says, unfortunately, my dad passed in 2010. He got me into railways massively. So sorry to hear. And you know, usually it is the father that does it because they're basically looking for an excuse to play toy trains, and they've got to get one of their kids to take the bait. That's how I got into model railways. I have to admit
that my dad did try to get me into model railways at one point.
Did he?
But was more into scale extra himself. I mean, my granddad had had model railways, but my dad was into scale extra.
What, your dad's dad?
Yes, you never met him.
No,
he died when I was 7.
But that was the model railway stuff that we inherited. Yeah. Mm.
Right.
Raymond Legg says Maystone made a series of die-cast battery-powered and dummy TT gauge trains back in 2003. The stuff is out there. It has to be said. TT is not a mystery, and of course there was Triang TT back in the day, but this is a different scale. This is proper scale, I believe, whereas the TT did for 3mm what 00 does to HO. Right, we're just sorting out the first video. It's chugging a bit. It is very warm up here, it has to be said. I think we're going to need to freeze a bottle of water for next.
I think what we're actually going to need to do is consider doing Monday Club from the Garden Railway.
Yeah, possibly. Or we may have to, if we get really hot weather over the summer, you may find that we have occasional Monday clubs from downstairs, simply because it's just a heat issue.
I have an idea.
What?
Why don't we drill a hole in the roof?
I do want to put a Velux window in. I was thinking there.
I was thinking drill a hole in the roof and put basically a heat sink in there, like a tube.
Dongit's Model Railway says drag the PC outside.
Well, we have.
I think the police constable would have something to say about that. We have a
tiny PC. Our great nephew, Zach.
Yeah.
Who has his own tech business and is like really.
Are you saying
really
we
dealy.
actually plug that into the system up here?
No, I'm saying we plug it into the system outside.
Yeah, we could do.
He set us up with this fantastic tiny thing. It's like an old laptop, but in a PC desktop case.
Yeah.
And it's so fast.
Cool. Dongit's Model Railway points out that Triang TT, 3mm to the foot, and TT, which is 1 to 120, are different scales. So actually, it's muddying the waters by them calling it TT because actually they're
It's
not.
Oh, there'll be a fight. Yes,
Yeah.
everyone's saying liquid-cooled processor. Yes.
Yeah. James Pett says, I approve of Garden Railway Monday clubs.
I think it would be a great idea.
Actually, we talked last year about getting air conditioning. I think we should put air conditioning back on the cards.
I didn't realise it was off.
The problem with up here is it's very well insulated. So when you've got the combined heat of me,
I've got an even
the
better
hot
idea.
box that is the cupboard monkey and a computer and lights and stuff, and yeah, we're pulling 2.2 amps.
1.21 gigawatts.
Yeah.
I've got an even better idea. We set the train going off in the garden, set the cameras up to do it, put the pool out next to it, and we do Monday Club from the pool.
Can I just say that, given I've expanded somewhat since I last, my swimming costume's
We'll
a bikini.
both still fit in the pool.
Yeah, but it's like I don't fit in my bikini, not by a long way.
Oh, we'll get you a tent, it'll be fine. Right, shall we start? Our first video of the night, ladies and gentlemen, is from going to the dogs. And it would have been, your mum is here, she says, yes, your dad and I are watching. Hello! Hello! So we're saying, this is from last week. We didn't have time to finish everyone off last week in terms of the videos. So we've got a Platinum Jubilee video from Going to the Dogs.
Oh, right, okay.
So if you were to do the honours, here we
Okay.
go.
So it's getting all royal. Yeah, but Timber Surf, absolutely right. TT stood for tabletop. It wasn't trying trains.
Oh,
It was
look
always
at that.
tabletop.
It's got a nice story going on.
Oh, the Rozzers. As Wayne and Garth would say, I definitely smell a pork product of some description.
Nino, Nino.
Oink, 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 oink.
Oh, I've got one of those film crews from Knock.
No,
Whoa!
Whoa!
Hey, that was good. I like that. Ooh, that's
That is very cool.
I look. Oh, there we go. Your Majesty, one is very pleased. Oh, that is great.
This is brilliant.
I love the way it tells the story.
Oh.
Oh.
I wish we'd had time for last week.
Oh,
Oh, very nicely done.
I like it. Really well done. One is very pleased to open this brick wall. Oh.
Oh.
Oh, the royal train awaits. Oh, Windsor Castle.
Fantastic.
We approve.
This is so well done.
Oh, we'll like that. With the TV crew. They are nice.
That is
oh,
so
there we
nicely
go.
done.
Toot toot. One will wave. Yes, what ho, peasants. Oh dear.
Very nicely done.
Oh, I like just an aside, the overhead line equipment, the catenary there does look really good. So thank you so much for that. I thoroughly enjoyed that, and that had some great.
That was so well done.
really, really great production values there. Thank you so much. Who was that?
Going to the dogs.
Going to the dogs. Thank you,
You did
so much
so
for
well
sharing
done
that
there.
with us.
My
That was
goodness.
really good. Have you put the link in the? Oh, you have.
I have, yes. I'm going to press
That
the like
I
button.
thoroughly enjoyed
So
that.
well done.
And a big hello to PVAJ Cloth Alan Reynolds. Great to see you in. Hope you are well. Shanghai 264359. Great to see you too. But yeah, I really like that. So this is from Dale Williams.
He sent a very nice bit of information, but not added the video.
So
Warbler
Warbler Productions, we've got your email, but you didn't put the link in it.
Sorry.
So if you could.
Oh, here it is.
Oh, is this like? Oops, sorry.
Sorry, I forgot to put the link. Okay,
Yeah,
now
yeah.
we've got it. Okay.
All right.
It's
It's
okay.
all right. It's all right. Panic over.
So I'm going to put the link there because I need to now bring up the video itself. not video itself. The text. I know what I'm talking about. Why are you making me sound like a fool?
I don't need to make you sound like a fool. Hey, what do you like?
Yes, why are you making me sound like a fool? I can do
Yeah.
that on my own.
Right on Track asks, evening Jenny, have you ever got yourself scanned from Model U? No, I haven't.
Oh, we keep
but
asking about it.
Next time I'm at a show, I must do that because I could imagine being able to order yourself a Jenny and Cupboard Monkey.
That would be so funny.
Would be
especially if you were just holding like, if I were holding a microphone and a camera, and you were holding the green finger of doom.
Actually, yes. Next time I go to a show, I don't know whether I think this might be a little bit too delicate to properly print. I'd probably have to hold it. I don't know. I don't think it would come out. No,
Or get yourself one of those giant fingers that.
Oh, the foam finger.
Yeah.
Yes.
So here we go. What have we got? If you were to bring up the thingamajig on the screen,
yeah.
I will hand this over. You can read this out.
James Pett said, excuse me, he didn't say burp, but he said, oh, do get yourself scanned. Bring an interesting costume. I need to lose weight, then I'd fit in the interesting costume.
Oh, I know
I could like dress up as some Victorian person.
Yes, and I'll bring my big floppy hat, the kind of fedora style one, and a massive scarf and a long coat. So we could be like the Doctor and companion.
Right. Anyway, hit play.
Here we go.
So this is from Warbler Productions. So there's some text to go with this. Is it playing?
Yes.
So, hi Jenny and Zoe. Hello Warbler.
Hello.
Friday the 3rd saw the running of the Railway Benefit Funds, the Royal Charter, hauled by BR Standard Class 7 MT Pacific number 70,000 Britannia, appropriate number. From Crewe to Windsor, one of the scheduled water stops along the route was, for the first time in a few years, Atherstone, due to the car park being closer to the platform than at other stations further south, Nuneaton and Rugby being pickup points. So the charter was to stop at Atherstone for a scheduled 19 minutes. In the end, the charter was running 10 minutes early, and the refilling of the tender with water was completed much quicker than expected, resulting in the charter both arriving early, 08:25 instead of 08:35, and departing early, 08:45 instead of 08:55. Fortunately, I was there early, so managed to video its arrival, take some photos, and record the departure from the south end of the platform, beyond where the steam from the cylinder drain cocks would get to. The charter returned through Atherstone that evening at just before 2200 and passed by non-stop at line speed, which is 60 miles per hour. By then she was running late by 6 minutes as she passed, but had made the time up by the time she returned to Crewe. Not bad going for a machine that is 71 years old, but kept in beautiful condition. One point to note, look at the air pump. There was a bird strike somewhere between Stafford and Atherstone, as one of the local crew mentioned it while they were checking Britannia over for any issues.
It's a massive machine.
Oh yeah, it's certainly quite a machine. So thank you so much for sharing that with us. Skipsy Train says Richard New Junction Watson has a 3D scan of himself. He had it on display outside the model of Rails of Sheffield when they had their open day.
Oh, that is cool.
Yeah.
That is fantastic. I think
that. Me and thee should get ourselves scanned, and we'll see about having it so that people can just download it
That'd be cool.
or order one.
Yeah.
So you can have me and Zoe visiting any model layout. I'm sure.
Whoa!
Whoa, it's gone a bit foggy, hasn't it?
If the locomotive's not there when the steam dissipates, that would be so bad, man.
Abracadabra. It's gone. Oh dear. Oh,
no,
there we go.
It almost wasn't. It's still there. Oh my goodness.
That was just a blast from the drain cocks, I think.
That was quite funny, though.
Oh, lovely jubbly.
It's huge. It's a big one.
Oh yeah. Britannia was a big chunky monkey. Oh look, and there was a little glimpse of Warbler there in the reflection. Chug. I do like the blood and custard coaches.
You shouldn't stick your head out the window like that, mate.
No, it'd be all right there, but there are some places you've got to be ever so careful.
Yeah, because you won't have a head when you get to where you're going.
Generally speaking, though, they wouldn't. Actually, I don't think there's anywhere on the network where if you hung your head out the window, it would. It might. I don't know. Actually, I'm talking dross.
Clive Corbold, thanks for coming along. I hope you had a good time, and we'll see you next time.
Always great to have you aboard. And Mark Wilson says, yes, he's placed his figure on 2 of my layouts during photo shoot.
Ooh,
You know, New Junction is never visited here. I keep inviting him.
New Junction. Get over here. Whoa, look at that. Trying to make up some time. My goodness.
Yeah.
Beep, beep. Da-da-da-da-da.
Oh, look at that. Look at that Breaking Bad sky. That looks pretty good.
And distinct evidence of a rolling shutter there, I see.
A what? What's a rolling shutter?
Okay, when a locomotive has gone past, look at the windows. Watch, when it's gone past. See how the windows appear to be in italics?
Oh, right, yeah.
That is due to the rolling shutter.
Oh, is that because of the way
the way that
it draws it line by line?
Yes.
So it's the same. You get that effect if you showed a live image on a CRT, for example.
Yeah.
Right. It's kind of.
Notice how I got Jen to understand what I was saying. The windows appear to be in italics.
Yeah, that's me. Yeah.
Thank you so much for sending that. That is wonderful.
And James Pet's rolling shutter explanation. Yeah. Richard Swiderski says, great video.
It really is.
Yeah. I love it when the locomotive just disappeared.
Yeah, Batman style.
Yeah, it's gone.
Yes, Jennifer Garrett says people have been injured due to sticking their heads out. So, yes.
Yeah, I'm not sure what. Yeah, you're not really supposed to stick your head out. It is a bit asking for trouble.
Halfilia, never think of yourself like that. This is a far too small a channel for visitors. I wouldn't say so.
Yeah, no. Never told you. Everybody starts out small.
Never think of yourself as too small.
Ruben Ashwell says, brilliant video, Warbler. Thank you so much. James Pets really likes your description. Italic windows. Joyful description.
Thank you.
Yeah, and James Pets, absolutely. Heads are better on the inside of carriage windows.
Yes.
Absolutely. Because if anything, if you've got somebody flailing out of the window, they're blocking the airflow through the window. And there might be people in that vestibule. Vestibule, that's a brilliant word. Write it down. We must use it more often in everyday conversation.
Right.
But certainly there may be people in the vestibule who would be glad of the air. I would right now. Jerry BVR says, don't have your head out. Ask Vivian from the Young Ones. Why? Did he put a hole in a bridge? Right, so what have we got up next?
We have Philip Page from West Horton with the Kitchen Railway, but this time he's not at the Kitchen Railway.
So he's not in West Horton, no.
He's over at Bury for the Jubilee weekend.
In Bury. You want to make that full screen, then I can press the button.
I do.
Yeah. Ooh.
Now this is a 20-minute video. We're only going to show clips. I will put the link into the chat, so go and see the full thing.
Absolutely. So this is
oh, that is fantastic.
That's well done.
Yes.
Bury Bolton Street, great station. If you ever get a chance to go and visit, it's a lovely little station.
It is. Didn't we have a meet-up there one time?
We did have a meet-up there a number of years ago.
We kind of filled an area full of people, and they were like, what are you doing?
So that 56XX is coming up the gradient from the Hayward line. The line towards Manchester to Barron Street Works is there on the right. And the train is currently coming through the bi-directional platform, I think, is it? Yeah, the bi-directional. Actually, most of that is steam.
Yeah, you know what I'm on about.
We did a video, actually. We got an exclusive look around. That shed on the left, we got an exclusive look around there. Oh, I like the Parrot Wagon at the front. So that is a lovely locomotive. I do like the 56XX.
And it's got bunting in the windows. Oh, that is cool.
The auto coach at the front, and then Mark 1s in all over maroon, which is also a lovely livery, which I have to say, I think I only own 2 coaches in that livery. I've got well over 300 coaches, and only 2 are in that livery.
Wow.
Although I do have a lot in the blue-grey. I have to admit, it's one of my favourite liveries. But I should put together an all-maroon train at some point. The problem is the price. Yeah, 56XX is it's like the jack of all trades little 062 of the Great Western Railway. Ooh, steamy.
Steamy weeny.
That's out of the valve chest, is it? That it's. I'm not asking you because I know you don't. Have
Yeah, I don't know.
And then that's coming down the line from the Ramsbottom way. So that's going to go left, a swing across left, I suspect. So you see there the track with the diamond crossing, and it'll go to the Oh no, it's not. It's coming straight on into that platform.
Ah, they were making you sound silly there.
Yeah, it happens a lot.
I know.
But again, it's a really, really... yeah, James Pett says that is the valve chest, I believe. I feel my ability.
Yes.
Heartfilia Railway says all my coaches are T-Core Pullman. I do
keeps
have
clicking?
for some reason, there's something on that A4. I must check it out.
I'm going to jump this on a bit. Let's have a look at the one
Is
that
that,
came
oh,
into...
I'm sorry. I didn't realise you were filming.
No, I don't want to be on there. Oh, we've got another
a
steamy
volcanic
weenie.
departure. Let's have a look at this. So we're just flicking it on a bit.
Yeah, like I say, this is 20 minutes, so we're not going to show over. Oh, look
at all
that.
the bunting.
That is wonderful.
Wow.
Makes you proud to be British.
Do we have any more cans of Coke up here?
Yeah, I've got 24 of them.
Yeah, well, I'll have one. James Pett says not even at some GWR or LMS carriages for inter-regional workings. It's making a few clicks, isn't it? I'm going to stop that because I must investigate, but not right now. So where
Let's
are
jump
you?
this on a little bit, see what happens. Is it going to go anywhere, or is it just going to make all the bunting a bit steamy? Whoa! Here we go. We've stood near there.
Yeah, actually, I've got a lovely video
that's
of
a
a Class
fence.
8 accelerating at high speed away from
Yes,
there.
it was gronking it up quite lovely.
Gronk, gronk, gronk. Yeah. Ben Tullett says, I would love to visit this railway. It is a great railway at Bury, the East Lancs Railway.
And it's so easy to get to as well.
Yeah, because
it's right in the centre of town.
Yeah, it's right in the centre of Bury. You can also get to it through the Haywood Badlands. I wouldn't park in Haywood. Your car might not have wheels when you get back to it. Just saying. Alan,
yeah, it's so easy to get to this place. So yeah, it's well worth a visit.
Oh, Valley's 56XX says that's an 88E. I'm gonna mask this Aberkennan shed code. I'm gonna plump for that Aberkennan.
Are you sure it's not Avis Signing?
No. Oh, is that a Spitfire or a Hurricane?
Can't tell from this distance.
I'm gonna guess either a Spitfire or a Hurricane.
That is wonderful.
Incidentally, going back to the Union of South Africa, that's currently in the Bury Transport Museum. Anybody who knows the area will know that it is an incredibly tight curve to get it in there. And I am curious how they got it into the Transport Museum. I suspect they had to load it onto a low loader, turn it through 90 degrees, and then unload it, because there's no way that Union of South Africa would get round the curve. I think it was basically the kind of locomotives that are happy shunting the Bury Transport Museum is basically Class 01 shunters. And even they squeal on the curves. Will Tucker says, I live in Middleton. Haywood's posh. Yeah.
This is lovely.
Yeah. Nice.
Right, we're going to have to skip on though.
Oh,
because,
so yeah, I was really getting into this video.
Yeah, like I say, it's 20 minutes.
Full link is in the thingy. Peter Jackson says the Kobo will be on display in Platform 1, though not working. I am looking forward to the Kobo firing up for the first time. I do have a soft spot for the Class 28s. All these trains gaming says it looks like a Spitfire to me, but I couldn't tell because of the height of it.
The problem is that the Hurricane and the Spitfire look very similar.
Yeah, when you're on the ground.
Yeah, when you're looking up and they're going past quickly, it's like, which one's which?
My dad probably knows. He's a bit of a boffin when it comes to stuff like that. So, Dad, are you watching? Was that a Spitfire or a Hurricane or something else?
My biggest thing is I love the Hurricane. The Spitfire gets a huge amount of credit, and credit where it's due, it's fine.
Yeah.
But the Hurricane was the real driving force of the Battle of Britain.
It was the workhorse.
Yeah. And I can't spot the difference.
Yeah, Richard Swiderski, I think you're absolutely right. I think they low-loaded the A4 into the shed. I think they would have had to. I cannot see how it would have got through. David Scott says Spitfire because it had elliptical wings.
Brilliant, yes, thank you.
Play.
So what we got here is from Lee Holden, and this is a Jubilee special. Once again, this was one that we couldn't...
Is that a Duchess of Athol?
That we couldn't show last week. I don't know.
Ooh.
Lovely though, isn't it?
Oh, excuse me.
Did you lean too far forward and squeeze your
I'm
your
at that
stomach?
age where strange movements elicit strange sounds. So, oh no, is that Princess Elizabeth?
Quite possibly.
Yeah. So, there's quite a train. Oh, a couple of the Oxford Rail Pilchards. Yeah, hey, that is quite a train there. And that's a Jubilee. That one's a Jubilee. Doo-doo.
I like the village.
Look
at
castle.
that castle. I've
Oh,
really got to build
I like
our
the flat.
castle.
Can I just say the flats as well? I do like the flats.
I really have to build our castle. My biggest issue is I can't remember where I put part of the castle. You know the bit that I bought when we were at that big show?
We'll find it, don't you worry. Yeah.
And then I bought all the rest of it, ready to build the whole thing as a monkey balls. And now I
Princess
can't
logo.
find it. So that like I have the gatehouse and the towers and the walls.
Yeah.
I don't have the main bit.
I do. Those blue coaches. The Hornby did a fully retooled version.
This is
And I must admit, I really did like them, but I couldn't justify the expense. Oh, that's a crab. 13,000 is a crab. In fact, I believe that locomotive's at the East Lancs Railway.
Harry Sedgwick says
Princess Louise.
Yeah.
Right.
I don't know who Princess Louise is. Do you remember? I'm terrible with remembering who all the royals are. There are royals now that are on the civic list that I have no idea who they are.
Like who?
What was the one I heard? Eugenie and Beatrice?
Oh, they are the daughters of Fergie.
Right.
That's where they fit in. Are they on the civil list?
I think so.
I wouldn't have thought they were. I thought the civil list had been pared down, so all the scroungers were off it.
That is a lovely. Was it Mock Tudor? I love the castle.
I like it. These buildings are really nicely
We're going to
built.
have to investigate some more of these Metcalf builds and things like that.
Yeah, the Metcalf videos really... Metcalf buildings, they do some really nice kits. That block of flats, that low-relief block of flats is really impressing me.
You know what I want to do?
Yeah.
Get a small...
Big hello to Ginty Steam, by the way. Great to see you in.
What I'd love to do, get a really small LCD screen.
Uh-huh.
I don't know, I'll get it from like AliExpress or something.
Yeah.
Wire it up to an old computer and then build a drive-through cinema around it.
I'm sure that somebody like Prizer or Not already does.
That would be cool.
Actually, yeah, you can, because you can get those tiny little LCD displays. You could also, there'd be a way of doing it. You could actually run it somehow off one of the spare monitor outs on the computer.
That would be cool.
So
thank you for that, Leslie Gilpin. Princess Louise was the daughter of Edward VII.
I didn't realise he had a daughter.
Thank you very much.
Hold on, Edward VII. He's not the one that abdicated. That was Edward VIII, wasn't it?
Yeah.
So Edward VII is
Edward George, and then Elizabeth.
So Princess Louise was the sister of King George V. Am I right in thinking that? So she would be the sister of George V.
Fourth.
No, George V was daddy of
Queen Elizabeth.
No, George V was the daddy of George VI.
Oh, of course, yes. I'm getting it wrong way around. Richard Swiderski says, just use your phone. Man, yeah, but I need my phone.
Mark Wilson says, we need a Piggly Wigglies. I so need a Piggly Wiggly. Somebody.
Guys, there might be one coming for Jenny's Christmas present, so
What?
just keep it quiet.
What? Have you found one in HO?
No.
Oh, we'll keep looking.
I'm not going to tell you whether I have or not.
Mac Nabby suggests use an old phone. Not sure we got one that we could use.
My old phones are massive.
Right,
And
anyway,
have rotary dials on them.
Thank you so much for sharing that
This
video
is wonderful,
with us.
thank
So
you.
We're going to move on to the next video. This is quite a long video.
Yeah, I put the link in, so you have already jumped on.
I'm sure we can find...
I will get you a Piggly Wiggly, do not worry.
David Scott says Princess Louise is the 6th child of Queen Victoria, born in 1848.
Wow.
So, actually, sister of... Maybe the sister of Edward VII. Oh no, it's Leslie Gilpin says sister of George V.
There's probably been several of them.
And actually, Valley's 56XX, I think you're actually absolutely right. I think Prince Charles wants to be King George VII, as opposed to Charles III.
I would have said, just break the worry.
The thing is that Charles II was the king who brought back partying.
Yes, but the problem is Charles knows that he's not as popular as his mother.
I don't think anybody could be as popular as
but
Elizabeth
his worry is that combining not being as popular as the previous monarch with being called Charles, when
everybody's going to call him Charlie.
I know.
It's like... Anyway, Wyvern Model Railway says she was also known as Duchess of Argyll. That's interesting. So she would be one of the few people for whom not one, but 2 locomotives were named after her. 'Cause I'm sure there was a Duchess of Argyll. Could be wrong. I know the Duchess of Sutherland, Duchess of Abercorn, Duchess of Montrose, Duchess of Athol. Sister of Edward VII.
So what we've got here is from Shanghai. And because last week you were talking about folding a layout down, here we go.
Mark Wilson says Sir Ken Patterson should be able to help you with the Piggly Wigglies. So you need to send Sir Ken of Patterson an email.
The room is a guest room with layout concealed.
Oh, I do love it when he puts the layout down and stuff. It's just so well.
Oh, that is cool.
It's a great way, so it doesn't impose on the room. Oh, interesting. George VI was actually called Albert. Yeah, of course, because they called him Bertie.
Yeah. Yeah, when you take over as king or queen, they ask you what your regnal name shall be. And there you are. Then everyone else calls you, in the royal family, just calls you what they were calling you before, of course.
Yeah.
There you go.
Whereas Elizabeth II, she was Elizabeth.
Yes, and didn't want... Oh my goodness, look at that. That is so good.
That looks great. Fold down layouts like that is a really, really great way of actually having a great sized model railway without it necessarily impinging on the room.
Yeah.
And that's a really interesting way of doing it. So you get a lot of height there because it's folding down. Now, at my parents' house, my father's built one that folds up. But because it's for younger children to operate, so you don't want it quite so high.
Yes. Yes.
Jennifer Garrett says, those who live north of the Trent have already had a King Charles III. The Bonnie Prince, didn't realise that.
Yes. Was it James the First was also James the Sixth? I believe he was called James the First and Sixth.
Right.
Stuff like that, because they go.
That was brilliant. Thank you so much for sharing.
My goodness,
that
I haven't put it into the chat. There you are. There's the link. You can have a look at that.
It is a great way to store layout. So thank you very much for sharing that with us. Richard Swiderski, I think he meant to say that's clever, but what he's actually typed is that's cleaver.
Hey, if you want to use a cleaver, then we're not going to say no. I mean, you've got hold of a cleaver.
Yeah. Brilliant. Flymo Chairman 1 says smooth, very smooth. Yeah, I need a Piggly Wigglies.
I'm gonna get one for Christmas, will you please?
Where
stop
would I put it?
I don't care.
I'm mentally placing Piglet because there's not much space. The only place I could maybe the Tin Tabernacle would be upgraded. They'll rip that down, and then I'll put Piggly Wiggly.
Well, no, your Piggly Wiggly would go on your American diorama layout.
Actually, you're absolutely right. That would give impetus to actually build my American diorama.
Yeah.
Piggly Wigglies. I really do want a Piggly Wigglies.
You're going to get one. Please stop it. Simon Trent says, so if I became king, I could use King McKingface as my king name.
Do they have like a pool of approved names?
You're supposed to use one of your names that you were given, which is why people get so many names, so they can choose one. So what we've got here is from Simon Trains, and it's a standard class 7 Britannia passing by Rugeley Trent Valley.
This is the same one that Warbler filmed, I think. Right, okay, come
here
on.
we go.
Beep, beep. Go. Beep, beep, beep. So, Brian Harper asks, has the loco with teak coaches failed? It was making a weird clicking noise, so I just stopped it. It's not failed, it's just I stopped it. Yeah, that's the same train that
beep beep.
that Warbler Productions filmed.
It is, but it's in a different location, and we're going to have a look at it. Thank you very much for that.
Thank you so much for sharing that.
Leslie Gilpin has got the explanation about the Duchess.
Right, so the Duchess of Argyll was sister to Edward the Seventh, Duchess of Fife. Princess Louise was sister of George V. The older Duchess died 8 years after her niece of the same name. Right, so the two locomotives are named after different people, even though they refer to what at one point had been the same person, because one of them had changed, if that makes sense.
Yes, they've regenerated.
Yes. I suspect, actually, it's something like the Speedo drive on that A4, because I did have to give it a bit of attention. Right, so I can't believe how late it's got. We've only got 9 more minutes. So
we may go a little bit longer then.
So do we still have a good crop? We've got to be careful because it is getting very hot.
Okay, well we'll go to 9 then. Right, what we've got here has sound, so I've put some sound on.
Okay.
This one is from Mark Rogerson, and it's Daisy, Percy, and the...
You've avoided Billy's replacement speaker.
I hope so. Well, so, if you were to...
I would perhaps turn it down just to... Oh, no, it is turned down.
You see?
Okay.
So, if you were to press the button...
So, do let us know if it's got the louder than hell button on.
Percy can do it. He loves messing about with trucks. I'll have to make a special journey with it, I suppose.
I never quite worked out.
Anyone would think I'd nothing to do, grumbled Percy.
Yes, I think it is Farquhar. Beep beep. Very nice, thank you.
Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Brilliant.
That was a lot of fun. Thank you.
Be prepared to stop it before it goes to some adverts.
No,
just otherwise it's like
today's advert from Billy's
replacement speakers. Flying my chairman one, absolutely. Speedo drives very fragile. They get slightly bent and they can just catch on one of the eccentrics, especially on curves or something. So I will investigate that locomotive.
So, Simon Trains, yes, you could be King Simon or King Lyndon, yes.
So I could be Queen Jennifer the First or Queen Emily the First.
Yes.
And you could be Queen Zoe the First or Queen Jennifer the Second, because obviously I would have been Queen before you.
Well, actually, yeah, since I have founded my own country, by the way, if you look up Colandia, then you can find it. I will put that put the spelling of that into the chat. That is the place. Then you too could see that I am actually Queen Catherine I of Colandia.
Anyway, moving swiftly on, back to reality.
This is reality. So, what we've got here is from JGJMC, who says, this is the far end of my layout, the return loop, with a passing loop and 3 sidings in the middle of the loop.
Ooh.
So
This
we're
is
gonna have a
John
look at this.
JMC. So we got some photos for you now. From
Yes.
John JMC. Right, I'm bringing that up.
So this is the loop. That is quite a substantial loop as well.
Yeah. So again, it's the construction of the baseboards is really good because you
It's
get
essential, isn't it?
But you can see there the construction. So you're getting a very strong but light construction. That also appears to give space for a fan of sidings in the centre there. You just see the extra bit grafted on in the centre, which I'm guessing will give a fan of sidings.
Closer up, we can see that better. Yeah, that I'm pretty sure that is.
Yeah,
for
that'll be a
sidings.
fan of sidings when it's done.
Very nice.
Funnily enough, at DCC Concepts, they have whoa,
Now
that shows
that is
how strong it is.
That is how you test that it's gonna be all right.
So you can see just how strong this construction is.
Yeah. And there we go.
There we
so
are.
there we are. The
Told you,
sidings.
fan of sidings. So there's also going to be a loop on the return, and then a fan of sidings in the middle.
Yeah.
Really nice.
Yes, Mark Wilson has mentioned that Les is the king of not Lobia.
Oh yes. Yeah.
Calandia must set up a treaty with not Lobia. We have not done that yet. Ian Coulson says, Colandia sounds like something you would strain vegetables. Yes, we have been known as colander, yes.
James Pett says sidings are splendid. Absolutely. Is that the last?
That's the last one. So thank you very
so
much
for sharing those with us. And James Pett, there's a joke here. I've spotted it. Says, "I'm a fan of sidings." Yeah, light and open frame construction also gives you plenty of space for your wiring and your point motors as well.
Whoa.
And Peter Jackson says, Mark Wilson, the king of speed modelling. Actually, yeah, I thought Les was fast, but Mark Wilson makes Les look like he's taking his time.
Speaking of Mark Wilson, we have an email from him.
Ooh.
And he says, Western Wagon Works, Western Bogies are the best 3D printed items I've seen. The details are astonishing. Just what Swindon Works needed.
It's like they introduced this product with you in mind. I must admit,
Yes.
when I saw
So he
them,
says,
I knew you would love them.
I've weathered them as needed refurbishment.
Right, we
Whoa.
mentioned these earlier on when I said that he'd done an amazing job because he did share some pictures. That's the West Hill Wagon Works bogies, and
So this is 3D printed?
that's 3D printed.
My
but that
goodness.
is being painted and weathered by Mark Wilson.
By an absolute expert.
Oh yes. But that is incredible. The detail picked out there, and as you can see,
Yeah.
perfect.
Oh, it looks like it's... Yeah.
Can I? So I take it that the Western that's on the lift, that's presumably an old lemur body that's been weathered and detailed up a little bit.
Vladimir Chairman one says, my grandfather was from the Isle of Coll. He was a colander. Couldn't hold his drink.
Wow, I love looking at this model. The detail
It's
is
just
perfect.
simply stunning. My goodness. If you
Yeah.
hadn't told me they were 3D printed, I would not have known.
It's superb. They're absolutely superb.
Stuff that can be done these days, it's just
Yeah,
amazing.
and as Mark Wilson says, I thought that too, Jenny. They made these for me. Yeah, when I saw them advertised, they put a post up saying new product announced. I thought, Mark will be having some of these.
Thank you for coming along, Natalie. Take care and have a great night.
Absolutely. Look, you take care. It's been great having your company, and hopefully see you next time.
Now they've got the guys pushing them together. Oh, I love the way he's
I
got
don't
this
know.
set up.
You wouldn't be able to just push them like that. I don't think. Not one person. I could be wrong.
Now it's they're coming back over. I see what's going on here. We've got a story going on. Whoa.
Yeah.
This is just so well done.
You can see that. Can I just say on this one, the mirror? There's a mirror at the end. It's not obvious, but if you look, there's a Western up in the air.
Yeah.
It's the same Western.
That's how he's doing it to make it look...
Yeah, but that mirror is so effectively done. Can I just say? One thing you'd have to do, though, is to keep that mirror squeaky clean. Mark Wilson says, yes, it's a lemur shell. Brilliant.
So good.
But these, coupled with the lemur shell, really would give you an impressive diorama. That looks like a canvas cover.
Yeah, but look at the way it's done.
Yeah,
Every single part of this is just perfect. Ooh.
That's,
photographic grey?
Well, no, it's a warship in primer.
Right. Interesting. So well done, man.
Yeah.
And the guy going through all the wirings.
Yeah. But the detail is in. Oh wow!
Oh my goodness!
Is that in that lemur body shell as well? So basically, you've taken the body shell and detailed it up, and it's the perfect accompaniment to those 3D printed bogies.
That is so good. Thank you so much for sending those over, Mark. That is amazing.
I am very impressed.
Yeah,
very
this is
impressed.
super impressive.
So thank you for
Jen,
sharing.
we've got 3 left.
Well, come on then.
So
this is Britannia again. So we've had 3 different videos of Britannia.
Yes, this one's from Richard Swiderski.
Richard Swiderski's.
Melchester says, Zoe, I sent a video for last week. Did you get it? Apparently not. Okay, from now on, we're going to have to change the way this is done. Apparently, there's something wrong with my email system. It's dropping some videos. And I don't know why. So I suggest, instead of zoe@zoerobinson.com, we just send it straight to the Gmail address.
Okay. Do these definitely get through?
It's got a better chance of that.
Right, okay.
So I'm really sorry, Melchester.
Make it full screen because we are pushed on time.
Okay, here's the Britannia near Nantwich.
So this is Richard Swiderski's video of the Britannia. So we're getting it in some really great different locations.
Yeah.
And yes, Peter Jackson, absolutely, Mark, a master of his art.
He really is.
That's a class 153, I believe.
Dongit says, I found the issue was with Gmail, not with the redirect from your domain. I don't know what to say then. Unfortunately, I have no control over Gmail. I actually have extra space on my account so that I can fit these things in.
Oh, this is nice.
Can't mail from my domain to your Gmail, but can from my Gmail to your Gmail. That's weird. Mark Wilson says, I detailed the body shell, nearly slicing my thumb. I'm sorry to hear that.
Ooh. But did you do the body shell before those bogies turned up? And if so, what did you use previously for the bogies?
Heartfilia, I will take a look and see. We'll check that before we go.
Well, there's no 47 on the back. There was in one of the other videos.
Maybe it fell off.
Yeah, oh, you can see the automatic level crossing hard at work there.
Very nice. You know, this almost looks real. I mean, look at that. The grass is so good.
I thought we'd escaped that. Simon Train's Mother Hour Showcase says a class 153 is awesome. Not my bag, it has to be said, but I know
not my bag, man. My bag. So.
And Valley's 56XX, I must admit, I like it as well. Blood and Custard Coach.
We've got a photograph next from Oliver Boothby, who says, just painted these this evening, hoping the paint will dry soon so I can start using them for my controllers. Okay. Oh, you mentioned earlier on that you were doing these, yeah.
Oh, right.
Painting controller holders.
Excellent. So that's basically what one of these, I presume, will just drop into. It's like a holster.
That is nice.
And you see the open bottom means that the holster sits there and the cable...
And the cable doesn't get caught and then you don't end up with it breaking. That is a really great thing, yeah.
And Nigel Cole says, we were pleased to have Britannia pass by Dawlish beach camps on Saturday. Looked amazing.
Cool.
Richard Swiderski says, thank you for showing my video. The 47 came off at Crew and went ahead of them. Right.
Weird. Okay, fair enough. Okay, let me just add this to
an egg rider. I don't think you can use blood for weathering. It does tend to go black.
You could try,
basically,
but
as the iron compounds oxidize.
You could try. However, I'll tell you one thing: you might get a soundtrack to that, and it's probably nee-haw, nee-haw.
Is that where the expression "the black mark" comes from? It's actually a blood mark that's gone black. I don't know.
Yeah. Why are you asking me?
I don't know. Yeah, because you claim to be intelligent.
I know many things. That is not one of them.
Right. So, is this the last one?
No, we've got 2 more.
Okay. So we are going a little bit long tonight. Peter Jackson asks who makes those control holders. Because I think he's making them himself.
Yeah. This one doesn't seem to want to load.
There we are. So
right.
we are struggling a bit because the heat.
Yeah, it really is starting to struggle.
I'm struggling with the heat, it must be said. Right.
Okay. Melchester, this is your video.
So is this the one where you were being asked if it had come through?
Yeah.
So it has come through.
It's here.
Don't forget, I'll just put a little bit of a plug in for the Monday Club Wagon. Order with confidence through Rails of Sheffield. Well, pre-order it. And whoa, that's a bit of wheel spin. But they are selling fast. I will ask Rails for an update where we're up to. Ooh, a bit of snow.
I love the effects that Melchester uses.
I love that Q1 as well. Q1s love that local. Oh, that. Ooh, is that real? Look, that
appears to be real. Yes.
Yeah, nicely, nice. Oh, I love the ingenuity that people are doing with these videos. It's fun.
Yes.
That's what I love about this.
Yes.
It's the community is fun.
And that's it. If we're not having fun with our hobby, then what's going on?
Yeah.
Oh, nice flag raised there at Melchester.
So, I'm going to whistle for fun. The T-Rex says yes. Oh!
Is that the fat controller?
That is the fat controller. Oh, very well done. Oh, I love this. The stop motion.
Nice.
Oh, I think we need the Camberwick Green music on it.
Craig Douglas says, wait, there's a Monday Club Wagon? Yes.
Hey, where have you been? Yes, there is a Monday Club Wagon. You should see the details on your screen somewhere. But in the description box, there's a URL. And you can order. It's actually the second Monday Club Wagon. We had one out last year. And it's sold out in double quick time. So we've commissioned a new wagon. This one's a PAL brick. The last one was an MDV coal open wagon. This one is a PAL brick. And it is exclusive to the Monday Club.
Apparently this is good with the sound on. So I've turned the sound on. But not too high.
Our view of the town
this is
clock
just so well
shows
done.
the time at 5 minutes to 2. So we only have a few minutes until the Queen leaves Melchester Station.
Yes.
With a short drive to the Empire Theatre.
So we've put the sound on.
So constabulary.
We can't hear the sound.
Keeping the crowds in check.
So hopefully it's not someone rapping about how Jenny smells.
A few last minute checks taken place. And the
I
two-tone
like your
green
band.
Armstrong
This is
Sidley
so
motor
well
car.
done.
It will be used to transport Her
I always
Majesty
love the
and
stuff
Sir
from
Topham
Melchester.
Hatt
He's
to the
so
Empire Theatre.
ingenious with the way he does it. Right, it's 17 minutes. So
This is well worth a watch.
yeah, I think what we're going to have to do is move it on a little bit and see what comes up. I'll put
Under
night.
the baton of Oliphant Chuckabutty.
So here we
Station
go.
Hotel,
Have
Melchester.
you broken it?
For further live evening coverage of the royal visit.
How good is that?
Well, the
Lovely
sun has
jubbly.
set on the Empire here at Melchester
It's
High
apparently it's
Street.
narrated.
And there's
Yeah,
a
so
real
we're just
party
talking all over it.
atmosphere
Sorry.
as people spill out of pubs onto the pavement.
You know what, Ginty's right. Not enough
queue
people
for
make
fish
mini
and
films with
chips.
their layouts.
No doubt hoping to catch another glimpse of the Queen as she leaves the theatre to return to London.
I can just see the Queen popping
Oh
in.
look, some of the band members have made it down to the Duke of York.
Sorry, are there people inside there as well? Oh,
Yeah.
that's really well done.
Yeah.
An impromptu performance of the national anthem.
Melchester, you've really outdone yourself this time.
Really nice.
Yes,
We're gonna have
Mr.
to-
Director,
I'm gonna
I
jump
think
it on a
we'll
little
cut
bit
now. Can we
because,
cut to the Empire?
Let's face it, it's a very long video. I have put
Ooh, I like that. Oh, hey.
chase cam. Oh my goodness.
Oh, it's a torch. I thought it was a church.
Yeah, it's the Jubilee torch. We all had, there was a torchlight ceremony. I know, there was a torchlight ceremony in most parts of the UK, to the point where Gondor thought we were going for This is wonderful.
Right, anyway, we're going to have to press it. We've got one more.
That is
wonderful.
love this. Thank you so much for saying that.
Perfect. So I'm really impressed by those chase cams and stuff. So thank you so much. We have put the link in the description. Logan Clary, what are you doing?
What?
Whoa, Billy's replacement speakers. Only joking.
Hey. Right, final one from Richard Swiderski again, and we're going to have a quick video here because Richard always brings in these short ones of trains rushing by.
Perfect. And then we're gonna oh, David, it's my mother wrote it. Zoe, music playing copyright.
As long as it's okay on the original video, hopefully it'll be alright on this one. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, one of the many reasons that
why
we
turn the sound off.
We tend not to play the sound. So we cannot stress more that there's many reasons that we can't play the sound.
Yeah.
Copyrighted material is one
a
of
major
them.
one.
Yeah. Is that was that the Metro link? Did they? Yeah, Leslie Gill. Oh, don't roll. Copyright strike imminent.
No, it'll be fine.
I hope so. Be very annoyed otherwise. So where is this? Because I'm sure that was a Metrolink tram going.
I don't know, but
past.
that's Drax. So the Guardians of the Galaxy are around.
Yeah. Flammer Chairman once said it wouldn't have got past the first upload.
Yeah.
That is. It depends. It might have just been uploaded.
No, it'll be fine. Don't make Jenny worry about copyright. I have to deal with Jenny now.
Yeah. oh, God.
This is so.
We're nearly
Melchester says the music was not under copyright. Yeah, don't worry about it.
So we yeah. Altrincham, right? That explains it.
I saw Fran Blanche getting struck for having a wind blowing. Copyright of Sony. I'd have thought that.
Oh, we had the same issue with a Cine camera.
Yeah, someone
tried to copyright the sound of a Cine camera running.
Yeah.
And we fought it and won because basically they tried to
they copyrighted the sound of a machine.
Yeah, which they didn't own. You can't. So thank you so much for that.
That was brilliant. Thank you so much.
So if you want to bring up the we're going to wind down now. We have gone a bit long, so we've gone up to 15 minutes. It's been really... What's wrong? What have you done? Have you broken it?
The camera's gone.
So yeah, we're starting to get heat-related issues.
There we go.
So, there we are. Let's have a camera there. So thank you so much for joining us. It's been great to have your company. Really enjoyed some of those videos. I know there wasn't much news, but like I said, there is a huge announcement tomorrow. At 12:05, and this is something that I think will take a lot of people by surprise. It is a major manufacturer, one of the biggies, is announcing some stuff, and it really does look good. So stay tuned.
Oh, is this the Hornby announcement that they've invaded France and they're now calling it Hornby Land?
No. So look, anyway,
I may have just made that up.
Yes, you did. So you guys take care. It's been great having your company. Don't forget as well, we've got some great videos coming up this week, including the review of the Cavalex BBAs when the Cupboard Monkey gets it all edited
We'll
up.
finish off the edit tonight.
Yeah, because I need to share the link with Cavalex.
Well, you should have told me that on Saturday and I'd have done it instead of having the day off.
I told you weeks.
You did not tell me that you have to share it.
No, we always have to share it. Anyway, and on Friday...
They don't get editorial control.
Right. Stop it, behave yourself.
Sharing it with people is just like a nice thing. You don't get editorial control.
Take the hint. Right, anywho...
Oh, I know what the announcement is. Disney have taken over France and they've just renamed it Disneyland.
Stop it. Right. Anyway, meanwhile, back at the ranch. Friday's video is going to be my little project build. We've got a full start to finish build of a nice little scenery photographic model. Really great if you pushed for space, and certainly a good way to try out some new scenic techniques and build your confidence. Really easy to do.
Yep.
And we've got that coming out, so that's going to be a good video. You need to get that put together. And then next week, I'm going to be filming for Hornby Model World Series 2. It has been officially announced. Hornby went and dropped that little egg, so yes, that's what I'm filming for. So, excuse me, next week we will be having...
They only dropped that egg to divert from the fact that they're invading France to call it Hornby land.
Will you stop it so I can get through this? So we're going to be having a progress update on Weir Yard, and also my bargains. It's going to be model railway on a budget, new old stock, more great finds. So stay tuned for those two videos. We're going to get them out. I'm going to need to get them filmed over the next few days so that we can get them out so I can spend the week filming. But until next time, you guys take great care of yourself. Take care. Bye for now.
If you go up to the loft today, you're sure of a big surprise.
Ba-bum.
If you go up to the loft today, you'll never believe your eyes.
Ba-bum.
Because every train there ever was has gathered there together because today's the day that Jenny does the Monday Club. Hooray!
Ba-bum.
Ow! I'm just grabbing my finger.
Will you behave yourself?
I've hurt my finger. Good night, guys. The train now departing is the 2116 service to Hornby Land, stopping at Grove Street Yard, Bolton Trinity Road, Minith Tatis, Eindhoven, and then on to Hornby Land. That's the 2116 service to Hornby Land.
Take care, everyone. Goodbye.